everybody, welcome to my video. Thanks for clicking and thanks for watching. Today I'm drawing something that a lot of people are familiar with. If you haven't read the title by now, which is probably why you clicked on it, I'm drawing Korra from the Legend of Korra from the Avatar franchise. And as I draw her, I'm going to be talking about her story and her background, and also the upcoming series called The Seven Havens. Basically what happened after Korra and what she did, or I don't know what she did, but that's what we're trying to figure out. I don't know too much about it. All I know is that all I know is the basic information, really. I'm not one of those people that go digging for, like every little secret that they have in the studios that they're working on. But I have a good amount of information on the new upcoming series. And with that, let's get into it. Okay. So as I draw, you guys can listen to me, and if you agree with it, you can let me know in the comments. If you don't, you can also let me know respectfully in the comments. Me personally, I love Korra. I am a Korra fan, so if you're a Korra hater, probably you want to click off this video. But if you're not a Korra hater, keep on watching. If you're in between, keep on watching too, because although I love Korra, I do still criticize her on some things that she did and the way she does things. But yeah, so let's get into it. So Korra's story and why she's a great avatar, in my opinion. First off, let's talk about Korra. I feel like she doesn't always get the credit that she deserves necessarily as an avatar. People love to compare her to Aang, which is, in my opinion, just so unfair to her because they're so different, like personality wise. Korra is more of a go-getter, and she's very confrontational, and Aang wasn't like that at all. Aang was very like go with the flow, very like he lived with monks, so he was very spiritual and just very at ease with things. They're very opposite in their characters and the way that they got portrayed in the Avatar series. Okay, but Korra's story, to me, is so different. She wasn't about mastering like the elements from scratch like Aang was. She was already a powerhouse from the start. Her struggle was with the spiritual side of being the Avatar. Like I said, Aang's struggle was mastering some elements, and Korra's struggle was mastering the spiritual side of being an Avatar. Aang already had that. He already had the spiritual side of it, because like I said, he was with monks, like they're spiritual people. So Korra was more hidden when you see them. Aang was more laid back and very wise for his age, very spiritual. So yeah, her struggle was with the spiritual side of being the Avatar, something she had to learn the hard way. She learned that she couldn't force it. You had to learn it in a way where you had to be open to like the spiritualness, I guess. Yeah, so throughout the series, Korra goes through so much. She loses her connection to the past avatars. She gets poisoned, almost dies, and has to completely rebuild herself, not just physically but mentally and spiritually. We saw that a lot in season 4, where she literally lost herself. She lost her whole identity. She didn't even want to be the Avatar anymore because of what happened in season 3 with, we'll get into that later. And despite everything, she still finds a way to like push forward and reshape the world in a way that no other Avatar before her really did. And just okay, so starting off with her I guess her enemies, the people that didn't want to see Korra thrive. So in season 1, immediately when she got into Republic City, she thought it was going to be something like she thought they would love her. They thought She thought that they would love benders, you know, the idea of avatars, and not avatars, but the idea of being the savior for this republic. And that was she quickly realized that wasn't what Republic City was anymore. And then, you know, she came into the equalist and the movement of people not wanting benders in Republic City anymore. Okay, so Amon was the masked leader of the equalists, a movement fighting for non-benders' rights in Republic City. He had the ability to take away a person's bending with blood bending, something he learned from a young age from his father, which made him an incredibly dangerous enemy, especially for an avatar. Okay, and especially for Korra, because she wasn't spiritually there yet. If you know what I mean, yeah. Okay, so how Korra defeated him. For most of the season, Korra struggled against Amon because she relied so much on her bending, and his power made her feel helpless. After he took away her bending, she was at her lowest point, but when we saw that in the final battle, she unlocked her airbending for the first time when Amon was gonna like kill I don't know who, Mako. Yeah, when Amon was gonna unalive Mako, when she saw that, she said, "Nope, you're not taking my man." So, you know, she unlocked her airbending right away when she saw that, and that was the first time she ever airbended. So, and she used it to fight him off. Later, after the truth about Amon's identity, which his name is Noatak, was revealed, he was a waterbender who had been using blood bending to take away bending. His own brother, Tarlok, betrayed him while trying to escape on a boat. You know, Tarlok set off an explosion, ending both of their lives. Pretty tragic, pretty dark for Nickelodeon to air that, but I was old enough to watch it, so I didn't really go to bed having bad dreams. Okay, so in season 2, this one, people really hate season 2 for some reason, and I don't know why. Like, season 2 was so good to me. Like, we got to see the backstory of the first avatar. Like, isn't that not cool? I mean, isn't that cool, you guys? Like, how is that not cool? Like, you're seeing the story of the first avatar, and it's like you get to see the origin of everything, how everything came together. You know, how these how firebending became a nation, the earthbenders, how everything became, and people are hating on that for some reason. I don't know why, but anyways, season 2, I think it was called Spirits or something, but it was about her uncle and this dark entity, this dark demon, I should say, basically the opposite of Rava, which is Vatu's enemy. Rava, Vatu, they don't like each other, like darkness, yin and yang. Okay, so Unalak, Korra's uncle, manipulated her into believing he was a spiritual guide, which made Korra, honestly, this is Korra's fault. Like, this is where I say, like, you know, Korra did things that, you know, made me mad too, because, like, you know, you had Aang's son as your spiritual guide. Why would you put him to the side? Literally, Aang's son, a previous avatar's son. Like, what? Huh? Like, Tenzin was a great spiritual guide. You know, sometimes he was too serious, but he was still a really good spiritual guide, and he got all his lessons from his father, which was the avatar before her. Which, yeah, like I said, I don't understand why she did that, why she would push him to the side like that. Honestly, seeing his reaction when she did that, it made me almost cry, because Tenzin has such a good heart. He cares so much about people, the people around him, and he clearly cares about Korra a lot, besides the fact that she's the avatar. I feel like he sees her more as like a niece or like a daughter in a way. That's the dynamic I get from Tenzin and Korra. So when she did that to him, I it broke my heart a little, not gonna lie. But anyways, yeah, so Korra's uncle manipulated her into believing he was a spiritual guide, but his true goal was to merge with Vatu. Again, Vatu is the opposite of Rava, which Rava is the spirit living in Korra, which is the avatar spirit, or which is just the avatar. Yeah. So yeah, he wants to merge with Vatu, the spirit of chaos and darkness, and he wants to become the first dark avatar. And I have a feeling this is where they got the whole twin thing from. We're gonna get into that in a minute later, with the new Avatar series that's coming up, but that's just something I'm hinting at. I don't know. So yeah. So how Korra defeated him, Unalaq successfully merged with Vatu. Like, this man was a big giant demon, a dark avatar thing, and that's something that we have never seen before in the Avatar series. So when people come at Korra and saying like she's a bad avatar, she sucks at fighting, like, she literally fought a demon, a dark avatar, literally. So Vatu turning into a giant dark avatar destroying Korra's connection to her past lives. And honestly, this part hurt. This part really, really hurt. Just seeing all the past lives just die, just getting slashed. And I feel like that's where all the hate's coming from. I know that's where all the hate's coming from. But it's kind of like, you know, you have wins and you have like losses too. Like, not every avatar is gonna be perfect. And, you know, like, we don't know if Aang would have defeated that demon thing. We don't know that. All I know is that Korra tried her best, and unfortunately the avatar cycle got broken because of that. Which a lot of people have trouble with coming to terms with, because, you know, that means Aang's gone, all the previous avatars before him is gone. I understand where the frustration's coming from with that, but, you know, we just gotta live and learn and move on, basically. Yeah. So, and then Rava eventually gets ripped out of her, the spirit of light, the avatar spirit. But thanks to the energy of the spirit tree and Janora's intervention, Janora being Tenzin's little girl, his daughter, I think she's like 12 or something in the series, Korra was able to reconnect with Rava. Going into her giant spirit form and battling Unalaq in an epic fight, she managed to pull Rava out of Vatu, separate them, and defeat the Dark Avatar once and for all. She then permanently left the spirit portals open, which, changing the world forever. Okay, so her leaving the spirit portals open, I don't know how to feel about that, but I'm not gonna question her because she's the Avatar. You know, I'm not gonna say, like I said, I don't agree with everything Korra did, but she's, in my opinion, she's a good Avatar. I don't agree with everything she did. Like, for instance, that I don't understand why she would leave the spirit portals open. I guess she was trusting her gut, her instinct, and yeah. My theory is, because she left the spirit portals open, obviously chaos and destruction happened after, and I feel like that's what caused the whole Seven Havens things, but we can go into that later. We don't really know what happened and how that happened, but yeah. So in season 3, we are introduced to the Red Lotus and Mr. Zahir. I actually really love Zahir, which sounds crazy to say because I like Korra too, but Zahir was a really good villain. Like, he played a really good role. Like, he was smart, he was spiritual, he could fly. That man could fly. What avatar can fly? Like, that man can fly. That man was, he was just like, he had good mental capacity, and he knew how to like get into people's heads. He knew how to manipulate people. He knew how to fight. He knew how to fly. He was just a really good avatar. And the fact that he at some point in season 4, he comes back, and Korra has to face her fears, and she goes to meet him, and he's like, you don't even know what you have. Like, you're the avatar. I'm locked up in chains, but I'm free. This man is literally in prison, locked up in chains, and he's free, and Korra is free, and she's locked up in chains. Like, the symbolism there, it goes crazy. But anyways, back to season 3. Zahir was the leader of Red Lotus, a group of anarchists who believe in chaos and wanted to destroy the avatar. Yeah. Like I said, I don't like the agenda, but I like the guy. Like, the guy is really, really smart. He's really, really there. But after gaining airbending due to the harmonic convergence, we see that where Tenten's brother Boomy, he ended up being an airbender due to the harmonic convergence back in season 2, I believe, at the end. Yeah, so people got airbending that weren't airbenders before. Yeah, so he ended up getting the ability to airbend, and even unlocking flight, like I said, something no airbender has achieved since Guru Laghima. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Guru Laghima. Okay, so this man, he was very powerful. So Zahir's plan was to poison Korra with like this liquid metal so that the avatar state would activate, allowing him to kill her and end the avatar cycle forever. If that makes sense. The poison worked, but Korra, she fought back as usual, going into the berserk avatar state, chasing Zahir through the sky and nearly crushing him. Even though she overpowered him, the poison weakened her and she would have died, if not in the New Air Nation. Led by Jinora using their airbending to capture Zahir and save her. Okay. So the poison left Korra mentally and physically broken, leading to one of the toughest arcs in her series. Okay, this girl was literally in a wheelchair. She was in a wheelchair. Imagine going from being the avatar to being in a wheelchair, not being able to walk, to eat on your own, to do anything on your own, which is crazy. Her, honestly, that's justified. Like, her breakdown is justified, very justified. Like, that's traumatizing. That's trauma. That is traumatizing. Okay, imagine someone locking you up and putting metal poison into your veins, trying to kill you, and this man can fly. That is so traumatizing. Okay, anyways, so in season 4, we're introduced to Kavira, our first female villain. That's the main villain. She was also known as the Great Uniter, basically a dictator. Kavira was once an ally of Korra, but after the Earth Queen's death, she took control of the Earth Kingdom and turned it into the Earth Empire. Ruling with an iron fist, she built a giant spirit-powered mecha suit to take over Republic City. That girl was crazy. I'm telling you, that girl was so crazy. She didn't care who you were. She didn't care if you were her boyfriend. She would kill you for power. Which, honestly, I think she's a good villain. I still think what's his name? Zahir was better. but she was a good villain too. But the way how Korra defeated her, so in an intense battle, Korra fought Kavira inside like this massive mecha giant, trying to stop its like spirit's energy cannon from causing a mass destruction. It was crazy. She was nearly defeated, but at the last moment, Korra, she saved Kavira from her own weapon because it was like spiraling and going out of control. Showing mercy instead of just fighting her, she showed mercy. And in that moment, Kavira realized, she had done a bad thing and she'd gone too far. And she ended up surrendering. So Korra then helped create a new spirit portal in the middle of Republic City, further cementing the bond between humans and spirits. Okay, so why Korra is a good avatar, in my opinion. Okay, some people like to compare Korra to Aang, but she's, like I said, completely different. Aang had to stop a war. Korra had to reshape the world. She lost her connection to past avatars, but instead of breaking down, she built something new. She wasn't afraid to make huge decisions, like leaving the spirit portals open, even when she didn't know, what would happen. She struggled with trauma, like I said, with, defeating Zahir and what he did to her, leaving her in a wheelchair, and loss, but she never gave up. That's what makes her such a great avatar. She wasn't just born strong, she became strong through everything she went through. At first we started rocky, like in season 1, she was very stubborn. She wasn't very smart. She was very just using her fist more than her brain and her connecting with her spiritual self. But as she grown throughout the seasons, you can see how she started to evolve more into the avatar, connecting more with Rava. So what happened after the Legend of Korra? What happened to cause this new world called the Seven Havens? So I guess after Korra's time, the world kept evolving as usual. Her decision to open the spirit portals changed everything. Humans and spirits were living together, but like I said, that didn't mean peace. It didn't mean peace. A major cataclysm happened. Something so big that it shattered both the physical and spiritual worlds. Korra, I don't know what you did, but girl, humanity was forced humanity was forced literally into isolated strongholds called the Seven Havens. Korra, what did you do, girl? This was the world Korra left behind. And whatever went down between humans and spirits, child, it was not good. Ooh, I wouldn't want to be there. Korra might not have lived to see it, but honestly, her choices directly led to the world we're about to explore in Seven Havens. So what are the Seven Havens? So, from what I've learned, Seven Havens is set in a world that's been completely wrecked. These Seven Havens are basically the last safe places where humans can survive. Spirits are now major enemies, and the new avatar is seen as a threat, not a savior. What's crazy is that we don't know exactly what caused the cataclysm. Was it the spirits turning on humans, a war between benders and non-benders, something bigger? Whatever it was, it left the world in ruins, in a really bad state. And now the new avatar has to fix it, or at least survive it. So who are the new avatars? So the new avatar, it's after the cycle, after water, it's earth. So it's an earthbender, but there's a twist. She's a twin, and we don't know the other twin's name. At least I don't know it yet. I don't know if it's out there yet, but the avatar, her name is Pavi. Okay, so Pavi, Pavi, and she has a twin. People are saying she's evil, she's evil with the Vatu spirit, and then we have Pavi, who's the good one with the Raba spirit. But we don't know anything yet until the show actually drops and comes out. So this is completely like a new avatar, like completely new in the avatar history. Okay, we've never seen twins before. We don't know if her twin is part of the avatar cycle, a spirit connection, or something totally different. She's being what we know is that she's being hunted both by humans and spirits, and nobody sees her as a hero. Okay, so everyone hates her. That's a huge shift from Aang's and Korra's time, where the avatar was always seen as the world's protector. Now the world sees her as a destroyer. Okay, the dynamic between her and her twin is going to be really interesting. Are they allies, or is there a bigger conflict there? Seven Havens is about uncovering these mysteries, and I can't wait to see how it all plays out. Okay, so these are my final thoughts and conclusions here. Seven Havens, I guess it has the potential to be like the darkest, most intense Avatar story we've seen. Just from hearing about it, it sounds like it's gonna be really depressing, just dark. Like everyone hates her. I don't know where she's gonna find friends, like in this world where everyone hates her. Like, you know, we had Team Avatar with Aang and Korra. So like who's gonna be her friend in this world? Nobody, you know. But anyways, it takes place in a broken world. The Avatar is a fugitive, and we're finally seeing the consequences of Korra's decisions. Korra's story was about transformation. She redefined what it meant to be the Avatar, but Seven Havens look like it's asking the question, like, does the world even need an Avatar anymore? And that's a crazy idea to explore, but it's not far-fetched, honestly. But I'm hyped for this series. Let me know what you guys think. Did Korra's choices lead to this disaster? And what are the theories? Like, what are your theories about the new Avatar and her twin? If you want to let me know, drop a comment down below. Leave a like if you enjoyed this. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. If you like my videos, if you like my drawing, feel free to subscribe. I post drawing videos every day. Bye. Thank you guys. Hope you like it. Bye.